Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. Hello, wherever you are joining me from. Oh my goodness, hello. Nushin says, where is she from? I'm from the UK. I'm from the middle of the UK in a place called Birmingham, if you've heard of it. So what are we going to be doing today? I asked you on my Instagram, I said, can you please send me, if you're comfortable, some voice messages of you speaking English, and I will listen to them and give some feedback. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, if you didn't send voice messages, that's fine, because you can still learn something from this. We can learn together. You know, if someone says something a little bit incorrectly, we can learn that all together. So I'm not judging anybody's English. Oh my goodness, if you sent something in, well done, because I know it's scary. I know it's like, oh no, she's going to hear my bad English. Trust me, you've done a great job already. So thank you so much for sending that in. The best way to improve your English is to speak, speak, speak. So well done. Hello from Turkey. Hello from Macedonia. My goodness. Hello from Belarus. Hello from Iraq. Hello, Shiva. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. We've already got 76 people watching. This is really, really amazing. So if you have any questions about English, about anything while we're doing this, please send them in the chat. I'm going to regularly look in the chat to answer some questions. So it's going to be a nice, relaxed English lesson today. So let's have a look at some of these messages. By the way, if you sent me a voice note before today, so if you sent me a voice note before today, and I don't listen to it in this lesson, I will send you a private message with some feedback. So everyone who sent something before today will get some feedback. So let's get started with the first person. So we're going to have a listen together, and then we're going to give some feedback. So while you're listening as well, see if you can be a teacher. Can you hear any things in this person's English that you would maybe want to improve or help that person with? So see if you can find it before I find it. Okay, here we go. So let's listen.
Hey Laura, I'm gonna speak a little bit about myself and my hobbies, what I really like doing in my free time. And the first thing that sprang to my mind is that I am absolutely passionate about English, and I would even call myself a nerd because I get it that English is just the tool to communicate with other people and to get your message across, but I'm not like that. I mean, of course I understand the value of it, but what I really adore is the process of learning itself, and I just find this process fascinating, digging deeper into the concept of the words, into the meanings. I really find it inspiring, and it brings joy to my life. If someone asks me what I would like to do for the rest of my life, I would say study English, be a student.
I love, amazing, well done. You had some really great phrases in there. I'm not gonna call people by their Instagram names just for privacy, so I'll call you Lulu. So Lulu, I loved your use of phrases like digging deeper. If you don't know what to dig deeper means, it means to go further, to look at something in more detail, not just this level. We're going to get deeper. So I love that you know phrases like that, and you speak with a really nice pace. You're able to, I'm going to speak like this. It feels quite natural for you. So where I would go now is clearly I can hear that you're going a bit more towards a British pronunciation. I can hear that. I don't think you're going in an American direction. So when it comes to the sound "oh," that's always a really tricky one. So you said the word across. We're going to listen to it again in a minute. You said across, but that sound wasn't quite correct. You kind of did a bit too much. You went across. Bit too much. So I want you to make a really simple sound. Your mouth should look like that, and you're just going to go oh, oh, oh. There's no oh. It doesn't close. It just stays open, straightforward. Oh. So this is words like pot, forgot, lot, and across. across. So look at that sound. It's the pot vowel. So to have a look at that sound, because that is the only one that isn't quite in the same world as your other sounds. And also, oh, someone says I look like Kate Winslet. Oh, thanks so much. I'll take that. And the other sound is your TH. Have a look at your TH, because I think you said the word gathered, and then you said the word with, but you kind of did it with a Z. You said like whiz. So get that TH going and it'll be great. So let's just listen to it one more time.
Hey Laura, I'm gonna speak a little bit about myself and my
about as well. So it's mainly just your vowel sounds. So just have a look at those vowels and just make sure that they're as crisp as can be. So instead of about, we're going to go about. Imagine someone has hit you in the shoulder. Ow, 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 ow. It's like that. So I would say for you, look at your vowel sounds, make sure every sound you are completely sure with what you're doing, and just keep it consistent. And then I think that will be a really nice improvement. So well done, Lulu. Amazing. Okay, next up, let's have a listen to this person. Where are you? Okay, how are we doing? Hello from Mozambique. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Someone from Pakistan, Colombia, Sudan. So many people watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you've just joined us, I am responding to some English voice messages and giving some feedback. Oh, I'm not extremely comfortable. Okay, I'm a bit more comfortable now. Are we comfortable? Good. Let's listen to this next one. I think I might pause it as I go.
Hello, Miss Laura. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm a huge fan from Algeria, a country known as the biggest state in whole Africa, and it's located in the north of the continent. Here in Algeria.
Okay, so straight away I can hear that you've learned a Brummie accent. You have learned a Birmingham accent, and I love it. Now, the reason I know that is because you've said Algeria, and you said located like that, which is a proper Birmingham sound. On my channel, I have a couple of videos about how to learn a Birmingham accent, because there's no reason, if you're learning English, there is no reason why you can't learn it in any accent you want. So I love it. Great Birmingham accent.
In Algeria, we speak a lot of languages, such as Arabic, which is the main language, and Berber, French, and you might hear a lot of words in Spanish and Turkish and English as well. And the reason of all that cultural diversity is that our country back in history.
We would say the reason for all that. Instead of the reason of all that, you would say the reason for. So what's the reason for this argument? What was the reason for your anger? So instead of reason of, we say reason for, but it's sounding really good.
History was occupied by lots of nations, such as Roman Empire and Ottoman Empire, Spanish as well, and also Arabic. And that's all. My greetings from Algeria. I really love your videos. I hope you're doing well. Keep going, and thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm going to call you Z. Thank you, Z. That was really, really great. I love that you have clearly worked so hard on a different pronunciation. You're clearly really interested in that accent, and it sounds good. I can hear straight away. I knew Birmingham. So that means you're doing a good job, because I could understand it. Now, when you learn English in an accent that isn't standard English, you have to be really crisp with your consonants. So what I would say is maybe go on Google and type in something like articulation exercises for actors, tongue twisters, things that help with your mouth moving more, because I imagine when you talk, kind of maybe a bit like this, a bit relaxed, you need to be a bit bolder with the sounds that you're making. So when you make a t, I want to hear the t. When you make a kt, I want to hear that. So start looking at articulation and how to move your mouth more and get your mouth a bit more flexible, so that everyone will understand every single word you say and there'll be no mushiness. We don't want anything to be hard to understand. So just work on your consonants and that'll be great. Hi from Turkey. Someone said makeup nice. Thanks very much. I did my makeup today, inspired by, do you know Sabrina Carpenter? I love her. She looks great. She's a singer and she sings this song that goes, really cool. That was my inspiration today. Hello from Kyoto, Japan. Okay, good question. Lina says, how do we pronounce the word jewellery? Jewellery. Okay, easy. Jewel. It's not so easy because you've got a dark L. Jewellery. 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 Hello from Denmark. Hello. Okay, who have we got next on this wonderful expedition? Okay, let's listen to, I'm going to call this person Tina. That's not their real name, but I'm going to call them Tina. Let's have a listen to this person.
Hi Laura, I'm from Belarus and my first language is Russian. Now I'm working on English. I have decided to talk.
Great, so I'm working on English. Really good. I like that phrasal verb, working on. That's what I'm doing. That's very native sounding, working on English. I like that.
To talk about my hobbies. Actually, I don't have any special hobbies. I just enjoy reading books. I can read for many hours.
Okay, so you said a little thing there that lots of learners say. So you said, I'm just enjoy reading books. So you said, I'm just enjoy. If you're going to say I am, there has to be an ing with your verb. I am enjoying. I am reading. I am eating. So, oh, someone's at the door. What's going on here? Bear with me 1 second, everybody. Someone's at. That is hilarious, everybody. This is how you know that I'm not some big scary business. I am just a person. I'm just a person who lives in a house, who gets parcels, and I had a parcel. That's funny. This is how you know I'm a human, everybody. That's how you know that it's I'm a human. What on earth was I talking about just then? I was listening to someone's voice note. I'm so sorry, everybody. Yes. So if you're saying I am, that's the continuous tense you're talking about. You're in the present continuous. I am reading. If you're just talking about something that is true all of the time, you just say I enjoy. You don't need to say I'm enjoy, just I enjoy. So something that happens often or something that's true all the time, I enjoy. Present simple. Okay, good. Hello, everybody. That was funny, wasn't it? Oh, hilarious. Okay, let's carry on. Where's my mic? There it is.
Many hours in a row. I like walking. I walk a lot. I usually have more than 10,000 steps every day.
Great. So you said I usually have more than 10,000 steps a day. First of all, very impressive. Well done. We don't talk about steps having steps. We say that we take steps or do steps maybe. So you could say I do 10,000 steps a day or I take 10,000 steps a day. So steps are normally something that you take. So, oh, my baby just took their first steps or walked their first steps maybe. Hello. I'm trying to look at your comments as well. Okay.
I also do some stretching exercises every morning and I like watch your videos. I have watched almost all.
Great. So that one, I like watch your videos. So you've got to put the to in there. So I like to watch or I like watching. So for you, I just say, just have a little look at the present simple and the present continuous, because those two, sometimes you're just mixing them up. So just go back and make sure you fully get when do I say the present simple, when do I say the present continuous. So general rule, if you're talking about something that happens often, you've got to say I, and then the to is important. I like to watch, or I like watching, you could say as well. Somebody says, abnormally normal. Hi, I missed the opportunity. Are you planning to do it sometime soon? Yes, I am. We'll probably do this thing again, I'm sure, because you all sound so great and I love hearing your messages. So yeah, I probably will.
All of them, and I think it's so useful and interesting and funny sometimes. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That you sound great. Honestly, you've got some really good stuff going on there. Again, a nice pace, nice pronunciation. It's clear. I understand so much of it. Just look at those two tenses, present simple and present continuous. Perfect. Well done. Okay, what do we got? Next we've got, I'm going to call this person Rita, but that's not their name. But I'm going to call them Rita. So, who is this person? Is it this one? Yes. Okay, let's have a listen. Let's have a go.
Hi Laura and Berin, I hope you're fine. And here it goes, my 1 minute talk to your appreciation and evaluation. I'd like to tell you that I love English language since my childhood, when for the first time I got into...
Great, I think you said I love English language since my childhood. This would be a great time to use the present perfect. I have loved English since my childhood, because your childhood started in the past, but the loving of English is still happening now. So it's something that started in the past, but still happens now. We're going to use the present perfect. I have loved English since my childhood. Lovely.
Got in touch with it at school. Since then, I never left English too far from my life.
I have never left English. So again, it's this thing that started in the past and it's this continuation. It's this line between the past and the present. That's when the present perfect is really useful, where it's not finished, it's not done. Your love of English didn't start and end in your childhood. It happens now. So this present perfect would be really, really useful.
In 1994, I had an awesome experience going to England and enjoyed all around the classes at school in Brighton, my lovely hostess Heather, the gorgeous landscape, the ancient English architecture. Yes, I love your country, love your classes, and thanks for this wonderful opportunity.
Amazing, so good. Some really nice stuff there. Like your pronunciation of words like architecture was really clear, really nice. Some different sentence structures in there. Just look at your present perfect. Just look at, when is appropriate to put different types of tenses in sentences. But other than that, quite nice. Well done. Okay, next up. This person, I believe, yes, if you can hear my heating, by the way, it's a bit cold. It's still cold in the UK, bizarrely. I don't know why it is. How are we here? How Sen, I think that's how you say it, says, we look forward to seeing your dad. Yes, if you haven't seen one of our most recent videos, it was another conversation with my dad. He's very good at these things. People want to see more dad. It'll make his head big. Okay, is that another person at the door? I really hope it's not. Everything's happening in this house today. Oh my, we've recently moved, by the way. That's why everything is chaotic. That's why my videos have been a little bit, we've been doing more live streams because we've moved house and it's intense. If you've just joined the live stream, we are listening to voice messages from English learners and I'm giving some feedback. So let's listen to this person.
Hi, I really hope you can hear this message and you can evaluate my English. I am right now struggling to improve from a B2 level to a C1 level. I'm also struggling to get rid of the Latin accent a little bit and the kind of American accent that I have right now, because I learned a good part of the English that I know. I learned from friends, so I would like to have more of the RP accent. Thank you. I want to thank you for your videos. Your YouTube channel is amazing. I love it. And that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, great. So the English was really nice. There was just one little thing I heard. You said, I learning my English from my friends. Just be confident with what tense you're talking about. Is it current? Is it happening now? I am learning. Did it happen in the past? I learnt. Is it in the past? Is it done? Is it present perfect? I have learned. Is it still continuing? So just be confident with what tense you're going for. We can't say I learning. Your accent's lovely. It's really clear. It's really nice. You know, you don't have to get rid of your accent, but if you want to, that's a different story. So if you want to go to this accent, first of all, I would suggest removing some of the features that might hold you back. So work on the TH. I can hear that the TH was a little bit not quite there. So really work on pushing that tongue forward. Really get that TH. And work on consonants being a bit more sharp. So again, articulation exercises. Maybe go for some tongue twisters, some articulation. Don't worry about all of the sounds just yet. Just work on being clear, crisp, sharp, and things like the TH being nice and crisp as well. Okay, let's have a listen to the next person. How are we doing here? Someone says, Laura, you have an Italian name. Yeah, I've heard it's quite Italian. I think is this a word in Italian as well? Allora. I think that's a word, and people say it if they're going to like talk about something else. Someone Italian, tell me if that's a word. Hello. Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Okay, who do we have next? I'm not very comfy in this chair. Not too comfy. Okay, next up. Okay, let's have a listen. Okay.
Hi, Smash English. Just want to say I really adore your content in Instagram and YouTube.
Great. In Instagram, we would say on Instagram. Anything on your phone, anything on a screen, we say on. So I'm on Facebook, on my computer, on Google, on.
You use humor for explain English. This is so bridge. I think it's easy to learning English in this way. I'm international sales.
Yeah, make sure you say it's easy to learn. Try not to say to learning, because if you've got that to, it's probably just going to be the infinitive after that, to learn. It's easy to learn, but great stuff so far.
Salesman, I'm working exporting steel products. Yeah, I'm from Brazil, so this helped me a lot because you talk about different topics. These topics is great because I can talk with my customers in meetings or I giving training to my customers. Yes, I speak in Spanish as well, a little bit French.
Yeah, so I speak Spanish, so you don't need the ing. If you were doing it right now, you could say, I am speaking Spanish right now. So right now, I am speaking English, but you're talking about every day. It's a truth all the time. I speak Spanish. Great stuff. I think that's the most common thing I'm hearing so far with these voice messages is just this. Is it present simple? Is it present continuous? So anyone watching this, make sure you're really confident with your present simple and your present continuous, because that's a common theme that I'm hearing. Great. You're all so fabulous that you've sent these in, because they all sound so good. I really appreciate them. Okay, who have we got next? I've written these names down, and now I can't find them. Oh, maybe that one's disappeared. Where are we? Send me questions if you've got any questions about anything at all. Let me know, and I will respond. Roughly, how many people sent their voice messages this time? I've had quite a few. Yeah, we've had quite a lot of these. I'm really trying to stick to my list. I was so planned yesterday and I wrote a nice list, but I might just go with random people because my plan is not working for me. Okay, let's listen to this one. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm from India. I'm currently based in the southern part of India, which is my work location, but my hometown is in the eastern part. I'm currently working as a software developer. I have been working in this field for about 7 years or so.
I have been working in this field. Lovely. Present perfect continuous. I have been working. The working started in the past. I still work in it. It's continuing on. Lovely. Lovely.
During my free time, I love reading books, listening to music, watching movies on Netflix. And during the week, I'm pretty much busy with my work, so I don't have enough time to practice my hobby. With that said, I do find some time to go to...
Nice. With that said. Ooh, I love with that said. This is a lovely little phrase. So we would use this. You've just said something. You've said something that's true. And you can use with that said to your next statement is still true even though your previous statement is true. So let me give you another example. I am going to go on a diet tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to go on a diet. With that said, today I want a big cake. So I've just told you this thing. So now that you know this, now I can tell you this thing. Or we might say, okay, so everyone, when we go into the museum, I want you to be very good, okay? Don't be naughty. With that said, if you are good, I'll get you all an ice cream. It's kind of like, you know, this thing is true, so now that you know this, I can tell you the next thing. Lovely, lovely phrase.
Go to gym, but at the weekends, I make the most of my free time. I like to go for evening stroll. I'm a fitness enthusiast, animal and nature lover. I have had pets in the past, like birds, different...
I have had pets in the past. Lovely, lovely. We can use the present perfect when we talk about experiences in our life because your life is not finished. So when you talk about experiences in your life without giving a time frame, without giving a specific time, it's your life is still going, so you can use the present perfect for that. So I've had a cat before. I have had pets in my life. Great, lovely.
Different varieties of birds and rabbits.
Nice. I'm a big fan. Well done. Really good stuff. Genuinely, really, really good stuff. I love it. Really nice. You've clearly got a very high level. Well done, well done, well done. Someone asked a very nice question here. Someone said, Julia said, Laura, can you guess the speaker's country by typical mistakes? No, not just from the mistakes, but from the accent, yes. I'm really good at recognizing accents now because I teach people from all over the world. If I hear an accent, I'm pretty good at guessing where they're from. Just saying. Okay, let's listen to this person. Well done, by the way. All these are great.
Hi Laura, maybe I have been late for your feedback, but I just wanted to share with you my feelings, my thoughts about you and your lessons. And this voice recorder will be about how you motivate me with your lessons. I'm from Azerbaijan. I am a mom of 7 years old boy and I don't work in any way.
Lovely. So thank you so much, by the way. You're being so kind. I'm the mother of a 7-year-old boy. So when you've got the years, like 7 years old, if you're making it an adjective, so if you're putting it before the noun, you take away the S. So a 7-year-old boy, or you might say a 3-hour flight, or a 2-day journey. We wouldn't say a 3 hours flight or a 2 days journey. We wouldn't say that. We would say a 3-hour flight, a 2-day journey. this is my 3-year-old son, this is my 2-year-old daughter. If it's not like this, if you're just saying my son is 7 years old, fine, use the S, lovely. But if it's before the noun, before the person or the thing, and you're using it to describe it, take away the S. But so far, really nice.
Oh yeah, but watching your videos, I improved my English, and I always learned English. I always try to watch something in English or watch movies, but sometimes I stopped, hesitated, sometimes I continue. But after watching your videos, I never stopped learning English. That is why I want to thank you from my deep of my heart. And you're amazing woman. You're amazing teacher. Thank you for everything.
Oh, I don't want to give any feedback. That's so nice. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much for that. That's really nice. I can hear that your English is doing really well. You've got loads of great things. The phrase "from the bottom of my heart." So we would say, yeah, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then just look at THs, a little bit of, instead of thank you, go for the thank you. So those are my only notes, but you're doing so well. Well done. Keep the motivation. You're doing so well. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've probably got time for maybe 2 more. Someone says, love this so much. Are you going to do this again? You know what? If this video does well, yes. If this video gets 20,000 views, yeah, I'll do it again. So send it to your friends and family, I don't know. Comment lots. When I post this video on YouTube, I'm going to post this video. Comment if you want to see this again, and I will do it again, and you can send me your voice notes again. Hello from Norway. Oh my goodness. Lots of people. Oh, someone says, now I see what it's like to get feedback from you. I'll definitely send one next time. Yeah, I mean, it's scary. It's scary to send it off and not know, if I'm going to be mean or not. But I would never be mean. Okay, who else did I write down? See if I can find you. Oh, I think did I write this person down? I feel like I've lost so many. They were here and now I've lost them. Am I in the wrong section of my... Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong section of my thing. Am I in the wrong section? I'm just talking to myself, everybody. Don't mind me. I want to listen to a couple more, but I can't remember the ones. This one. Okay, here we go. This one. Let's have a listen.
I've always loved the RP and would love to speak with one if possible.
Nice microphone. Very nice microphone. I like.
Possible. And for that reason, I've spent years trying to internalize the accent as my own by listening to...
So this person really wants to speak with an RP, received pronunciation, British English accent. Yeah, sounds good so far.
Listening to loads of podcasts of some of my favourite British writers and actors and politicians, and try my best to shadow after them and imitate and learn the way they speak and the way they enunciate words and how they play with intonations. And it does help me to read perhaps a book or an article with a fairly British accent sometimes.
Great, you're doing so well with the accent. I can hear the work you've done, really good. What you're doing is a super common thing that people do when they are trying to have a received pronunciation accent. So what you're doing is you are listening to British people speak, and we do things like water instead of water, and we do things like butter instead of butter. We do a glottal T, so the T is in here sometimes, not everyone, sometimes. So go, what are you talking about, instead of what are you talking about. So what people do is they hear some people do that and they put it in places where it doesn't belong, or they put glottals in too many places. So you just said the word article, but you went article. So you glottal stopped yourself, you went article. So you still said the T, but you gave yourself like a glottal stop. And I've taught many people who do this, and they're putting too many glottal stops in there, like article or water. So they're still doing the T, but they're doing a glottal. So just listen, be careful when you're speaking and try not to do any glottal stops, because received pronunciation, we're not supposed to drop any T's. So I want your T to be really important. So try doing it as a song. So try going article, don't stop. Article. If you feel yourself going article, you know that's not quite right. So try to make it slow. Article. No. So try to eliminate that glottal and you will be on your way.
Times, at least. But the problem is whenever I face a real person and try to have a conversation with him or her, it doesn't work anymore. My accent doesn't pull it. I simply can't pull it off. It really takes the biscuit.
It really takes the biscuit. I love that phrase. It takes the biscuit. It's annoying. I know, and that will come. You just need to be more confident with it. You need to do it more. It will come, I promise. It's a psychological thing. It's a mental barrier. So the best way to get over that is keep doing it. Keep doing it. Do not let that defeat you. And also, don't say it. If you say, and this is for everyone, by the way, listen. If you say, when I speak English, I make mistakes. Every time I talk to an English person, I make mistakes. You will. You're saying it to yourself and you will believe that and your brain will hear that and believe it. Whereas talk positively, say, I'm going to do great when I speak to this person. I'm not going to make any mistakes. I'm going to be fantastic. Because a lot of the time it's a mental thing. Right, we've got time for one more. Let me see if I can find it. Where are we? I want the one more, and there was one that was a really nice one. And I don't know if I can find it. Oh my goodness. Send me any messages if you have any messages, by the way, and I will try to respond. Hello from Uzbekistan, my goodness. Oh, someone says, what's the meaning of cloud nine? If you are on cloud nine, you are very, very happy. I am on cloud nine. I am on cloud nine. It means you are very, very, very happy. Oh, is that the one? No, I've lost a couple. I went through these yesterday and I wrote it down and now I've lost them. So apologies. Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Right, last one. Here we go. One more. Let's listen to one more of these. Let's see how we go.
Hello, Naomi from Japan. Let me talk about a park in my neighborhood. This park is quite big with various parts like a woody area, an open space with a big flower bed with benches to sit on to see those flowers, and a playground for kids. And it's even got tennis courts and a baseball yard. But my favorite one is...
We would say a baseball court. So close, but technically it's a baseball court. So we have a football pitch in the UK, a baseball court. Is it a baseball court or a baseball field? I would call it a baseball court because I'm British, but I think Americans would call it a baseball field. But I'm sure it's not a baseball yard. Tell me, if there's an American person watching, tell me.
Is the woody area with pine trees and cherry trees. And I really like how the nature just adapts itself depending on the season. And I mean, even during the winter time when quite a lot of them have not leaves at all, they look really cool, showing their interesting shapes of trunks and branches. They even bring back a sense that we are part of nature somehow, and it's really so
nice. I mean, if you're able to discuss philosophical things and, you know, in detail your experience of a park in English, that means your English is pretty good. You know, you're past the basic level of just the practical things you see, and you're able to talk about your thoughts on it and how it makes you feel. That's a really great level to be at. You know, make sure if you're learning English, make sure you know how to talk about how you feel. It's a really gorgeous thing to be able to do in a language, to be able to discuss in detail what something looks like and what it does to you. You know, try that. Try an exercise where you go to a park like this person did and try to tell me how the park makes you feel. Write it down, speak it out loud. You know, don't just don't just learn English just for the practical. Like, okay, I need to know how to order a coffee and do this. That's very important, but it's really fun to be able to talk about the feelings as well. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. I am so impressed with the English, genuinely. The fact that you spoke and you sent it to me is so brave, because, you know, you don't know what I'm going to say, and I'm just thinking if I had to do that in French, I'd be really nervous. So well done. There's so much good English going on. If you sent me a voice note before today and I didn't give you feedback, I'm going to do that in a bit. I will send you some feedback, so you will get your feedback, and I will do this again. So if you want to do this again, if you want me to respond to your English, comment on this video, lots and lots and lots, and YouTube will suggest it to other people and it will get views, and then we can do it again. So let's look at some questions before we go. Okay, someone says, I can't make progress when I speak English. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's not I can't, it's just you're not doing it in the quickest way. So you need to look at what you're currently doing, and maybe that's not the best method for you. So if you are currently reading books, maybe that's not working, so try something else. If you're not speaking at all, you need to start speaking. So look at your current system, try something new, because you can make progress, you can. What do you think about Discord as a tool for practice? I don't know what Discord is, really. My partner uses Discord. I don't know what it is. Look, if you can speak English on it, fantastic. That'll be a great tool. Who else have we got? From Puerto Rico. Oh my goodness. Someone said, your skin is looking great. Are you having sunny days? No, I'm just using a lot of blusher. I'm using a lot of pink on my cheek to make my face look more awake. Because it's not sunny, it's raining and it's cold, and where's the summer? Where is it? I can't believe the summer's not here. What's the best way to improve vocabulary? Lots of different ways. My biggest suggestion would be learn what your learning style is. So go on Google and type in learning styles quiz. Figure out what type of learner you are. So if you're a visual learner, you need to learn vocabulary through pictures and videos. If you're an auditory learner, you need to learn vocabulary through listening. If you're a kinesthetic learner, you need to learn vocabulary through moving. So learn it in your style. That's the best way to learn vocabulary. Can you tell us how to talk quickly? Yes, I have a video on how to... Oh, no, I don't. I have a video on how to understand fast English? Yes, I have a video on how to understand fast English, but I am going to make a video very soon of how to speak quick English. Thank you so much for watching this. Please comment if you have any questions, or if you want me to do this again, let me know. Yes, really good stuff. Well done. Keep doing it. You're doing great. Every day is a progress day, and every day you speak English, you're practicing and you're doing a really good job. So well done. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I will go and open the parcel that I just got delivered during the live stream. Have a great Tuesday, and I will